Welcome back to Pilates by Brianna. Today's workout is going to be an intermediate to advanced level reformer workout. I do have two 2-pound weights down at the edge of the reformer, and we will be using the box as well. So a small weight and the box. When you're ready, we're going to get set up with footwork. I have my foot bar up along with my headrest up because that's how I prefer. And then I have my spring setting set for footwork. So I have 3 heavy red on my balanced body machine and 1 medium blue. So take a moment to get set up, and then you can come to lay on your back. Once you are laying on your back, you're going to put the toes on the bar about hip distance apart, and we'll be in a high heel position. Spine is in neutral. We're going to do a quick footwork series just to get the body warmed up. So once the toes are on the bar, you can begin pressing out and in, and we're going to do about 10 sets here. You can exhale as you press out, and then inhale to resist the springs back in. 5 more to go. Try to keep those heels elevated. And after this last one, you can come back in for little pulses. Control the carriage up an inch and down an inch, really feeling the tops of the thighs working here. Exhale to press all the way out. Inhale to bring it on in. Slide the feet up so the arches are on the bar, toes are curled, and your heels are heavy. And then begin pressing out and in here. We'll go for 10 repetitions again. Five more. Exhale to press out. Inhale to control the springs in. And then come halfway in for those little pulses again. Up an inch, down an inch. Keep those toes curled and keep the heels dropping down. And then press all the way out and bring the carriage back in. Slide the feet up again so the heels are on the bar, feet are together, knees together, inner thighs together. And then you can begin pressing out and in for our 10 rounds. Halfway there. One more press out and come halfway in for those pulses. You should be feeling this more in the back of the legs. And keep your feet nice and dorsiflexed or pressed towards you. And press all the way out and bring the carriage on in. Heels will go wide on the bar, knees are externally rotated or a little bit wider than your shoulders. Press out and pause, internally rotate to come back in. So the knees are wide to press out and then they're facing each other to come back in. We're doing some hip pivots here. So we're just rotating the hip joints as you externally rotate to press out and internally rotate to come back in. Just lubricating that hip joint. One more in this direction, and then we'll reverse. So now you'll keep the knees together as you press out, and then externally rotate to bring the carriage back in. Knees are together as you press out, and the knees will separate a little bit as you press out. That is normal. And then once the carriage is all the way out, you will externally rotate to control the carriage back in. A few more here. And last one. Toes will go back hip distance on the bar. We're in a high heel position. You can press out for heel raises. Let both heels drop below the bar and then raise both up. You're going to do a 2 count. So count to 2 as you lower the heels under the bar. Count to 2 as you raise the heels back up. So it's lower 1, 2, lift 1, 2, lower 1, 2, lift 1, 2. Few more to go. And then you could bend the left knee to let the left or the right heel drop below the bar for a little stretch in the back of the right leg. And then go ahead and switch. Bend the right knee, the left heel will drop, and now you'll feel a stretch in the left calf. And then straighten both legs and bring the carriage on in. You're going to put the headrest down, heels are on the bar, hip distance apart. For bridging, you're going to lift the hips up and pause, bring the right leg up towards the ceiling, and then still in your bridge position, you're going to lower that right leg down towards the bar, and then bring it back up towards the ceiling. Try to stay nice and strong through that left glute to keep the hips level. Almost there. And then you could bend the right knee, put the right heel on the bar, and switch. Left leg will go up towards the ceiling, and we've got the lower lift here. So now you're really feeling the right glute work to keep the hips level. Try not to let those hips dip down. Try to stay nice and strong through that right leg. And then you can put the left heel on the bar. Inhale to raise the hips all the way up. Exhale to roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side. You can drape your legs over the bar and we'll roll up to transition. But you can always lay to your side and get up that way. We're going to drop down the spring so you are on one red spring or one heavy spring. And then you can pick up your small weights. Go ahead and lay back down and you're going to put your feet in the straps. So this is a little bit lighter for feet and straps than we usually do because we're going to feel it a bit more in the core. So once both feet are in the straps, you'll place a weight in each hand. The legs will go up towards the ceiling and the arms will go up towards the ceiling. And then as you lower the legs down, you're going to lower the arms and raise the head and shoulders. Head and shoulders will stay up off the carriage as you lower lift the legs and arms at the same time. If your neck gets cranky with this, you can always lay the head back down. Inhale to pull down, exhale to bring everything back up. Staying strong through the upper abdominals to keep the chest lifted. And then you're going to bend the knees in together for a knee tuck and have the arms down at your side with the elbows bent for triceps. So now you're going to straighten the legs and the arms at the same time and bend everything in. The knees stay together the entire time. If you're doing okay, try to keep the head and shoulders up off the carriage. Last one. And then you're going to bring the legs into frog and the arms out to T-arms. So now you're going to straighten out the legs and arms will come into your side. And then you'll bend the legs back into frog and the arms into T. So a bit of coordination going here. We've got about 5 more. Last one. Then you're going to bring the legs and the arms up towards the ceiling. Circle them around and down and back up to the ceiling. So big circles here. The arms and the legs are moving in the same direction. Next time everything is up towards the ceiling, we'll pause. And then we're going to reverse. So everything will come straight down and then open out wide and back up towards the ceiling. Come down, open up wide, back up towards the ceiling. We've got about 5 in this direction. And rest everything down. Come back into frog or more like a diamond position, and arms will go up towards the ceiling. Then we'll do a chest lift. You're going to raise the head and shoulders as you bring the arms through the legs. Legs stay still, so stabilizing with the legs here. Exhale to come up, inhale to control it back down. 5 more to go. Next time you come up in that chest lift, hold it up in little pulses using the upper abdominals. Up an inch, down an inch. Legs are still not moving. And then you'll hold it up. You're going to straighten out the legs and then bend the knees back in. Try not to let the carriage move. You're staying nice and strong through the upper abs and keeping the tension out of the neck. Just straightening out the legs and bending them back into that diamond. And then you can rest down. Good work, you guys. You can take your feet out of the straps, hang up the straps, and then you can place the heels wide on the bar and just windshield wiper the legs side to side just to stretch out the low back. So bring the knees side to side. And then when you're ready, you'll drape the legs over the bar. We'll do another roll up to transition with the weight in our hands. So just a little extra abdominal work. We are done with the weights for today, so you can place it off to the side. And we're going to put one light spring, the lightest spring you have on for the carriage, and we'll take off the heavy and the medium. You're going to put the short box on. So on balanced body, I'm on one yellow spring, one yellow only, one light spring. And then you're going to put your left knee on the box and your right foot on the carriage. You're going to pick up the front strap and put it in your left hand, and it'll be underneath the right arm. So we're going to kind of like a thread the needle. So with that right arm, you're going to pull the strap out, and I'm on the long loop here for a bit of a horizontal abduction. We're going to do 5 of these. So you're pulling that strap through underneath that left arm and out in line with the body. 2 more. After this last one, we're going to build off of it if you're comfortable here. So this is a lot of postural strengthening. So now as you pull out with that right arm, you're going to extend the left knee out behind you. So then you're weight bearing through the left hand and the right foot. So as you pull that right arm out, you're going to straighten the left leg out behind you. And then that left knee can come back in contact with the box. We'll do one more time, and then you're gonna hold it out. So nice and strong with the arm and little lifts with that left leg. So stay strong here. You're feeling a lot of weight through that right leg, your weight bearing leg, and stay strong through the arm. Up and down with that left leg, feeling a nice contraction in your glute. The glutes are really engaged. Almost done. And then rest everything down. Good work. You could hang up that strap. You're going to turn to face the foot bar, put on one medium blue spring, and take off your one light yellow. So we're just on the one medium blue. You can pick up the straps again. So 2 options here. You can either stay seated or you can come into a squat position, just as deep as you feel comfortable. You're going to bend the elbows and then shoot the arms overhead and then come back. So So we're bending the elbows to a bicep curl and then shooting the arms overhead and then return. Try to keep the neck in line with the spine. You're working on balance and we're really feeling a lot of weight through the legs. We'll go for about 8 here. So 3 more to go. And then last one here. Once the arms are in your rest, we're going to come into a chest press. So bring the elbows up and then you're going to press the arms out in front of you and control it back in. Exhale as you press out, inhale to control it back in. Try to stay strong in your squat, but again, you can always sit if you don't feel comfortable here. 3 more to go. And last one. Good work, you guys. You can take a seat and hang up the straps, and we'll go into a little plank set. But before we do that, we'll stretch out the chest. So arms are going to interlace behind you, sit up nice and tall, and then just stretch the arms out back behind you. And then you can come up to standing, hands will go on the bar, and you're going to put the heels up on the box. You're coming into a low squat, arms stay stable. You're going to bring the legs out behind you to plank, and then control the legs back in. So you're going to feel this in your quads, in your shoulders, and in your core, of course. We're going for 10. We'll go 5 more. Three, 2, nice and controlled, and last one. Then you're going to keep the legs in and press out with the arms, and we'll go for 10 press outs here. So this is really a thigh burner. You're going to feel the quads, the front of the thighs, really working hard. About halfway there. Good work, you guys. And then we're going to go into a combination. So first the legs will press out and in, and then the arms will press out and in. So legs press out, shoulders are stable, and then once the carriage is in, arms will press out. Legs are stable. So we're just alternating between the two. We're going for 5 rounds. So 2 more to go. And then you can step forward and step on off the box. We're going to stretch out our thighs. So you can put 1 yellow spring on, so we're on the medium and the light. You can put 1 knee up against the box and just sink into that front leg, feeling a nice stretch throughout the thigh of the leg that's against the box. And then you could bring the carriage in, walk around to the other side, and we'll repeat that. So you're going to put the knee up against the box, and then you can sink into that front leg, feeling a nice stretch in that opposite thigh. And then bring the carriage in. And we're going to repeat that half quadruped kneeling on the second side. So you're going to take the 1 medium blue spring off, and we're left with the 1 light spring. Your left foot will be on the carriage, right knee will be on the box. The left arm will weave underneath the right to grab the long loop. And then we'll start the horizontal abduction, or the thread the needle. So you're pulling the strap through the arms and out to your side. 3 more, and then we'll add the leg movement. Last one. So now next time as you pull out, you're going to straighten the right leg out behind you. And then everything will come back in. So pull out with the arm, straighten the right leg out behind you. Keep the back nice and flat, core engaged. Two more here. On this last one, you'll hold it out, hold the right leg out, and down and out with that right leg 10 times, working into that right glute. Stay nice and strong through that left arm. Try not to let it dip down at all. Try to keep it in line with the body. Shoulders stay relaxed. You're almost there. And rest everything down. Good work, you guys. You could hang up that strap. Step on off the carriage. We're going to put one medium blue spring back on. Take off the one yellow or light spring. I'm going to lower my foot bar down. And then we're going to come into another plank set. So now you're going to be facing the box. You're going to have the arms on the box. So two options. You could come into plank with the feet on the platform, or you can join me and bring the feet on to the foot bar. So whichever one is comfortable. And then you're going to let the right leg go down to the side. You'll press the carriage out and in with the arms twice. Bring the right leg back up and switch. So you have one leg down at the side. Move the carriage with the arms 2 times, forward an inch, back an inch. Bring that leg back up and the second side. You should really feel the core working here, as well as the shoulders. We'll do one more on each side. And then you could bring the carriage in, rest the knees down, and come into a quick child's pose. So with the knees on the carriage, you could sink the hips back towards the heels. And then we're going to go into oblique pikes. So your feet can either be on the platform or on the foot bar again, hands are on the box. You're going to rotate the feet towards the right as you press out to plank. And then you're going to lift the hips up as you bring the carriage in into your pike position. So when you're out in plank, that left hip will be lower than the right. And if you need more stability, more assistance, you put on a light spring. If you need less, then you can go to a light spring. Next time the hips are up, you're going to rotate so that way the feet are facing the other direction, and then you'll do the pike here. So out to plank, that right hip is down, and then bring the carriage in as you lift the hips up to pike. We're going for 8 total. Last one. And then when the carriage is in, you can come down. And again, we'll sit into a little child's pose. Take a few breaths here and stretch out the low back. And then come on up, and we're going to keep the box right where it is, but you're going to lay on the box. So the box is kind of at your pelvis and lower stomach. Hands will come to the risers. I have them on the top of the risers for Swan. You're going to pull the box in towards the risers as you raise the chest up, feeling a nice extension in the low back. So only bringing the carriage as close to the risers as you feel comfortable. Whatever feels most comfortable for your low back. This is not something that you want to push. And then hands will go to the side of the risers. Pull the carriage in so the elbows are bent. And then you're going to bend up the knees and cross them, and then they'll straighten back out, and then when you bend them up, you'll cross them the other way. So the knees are a little bit wide, bend the knees and you'll have one foot in front of the other, straighten them out, and then you'll switch. You're staying nice and strong through the lats here, so right underneath the armpits as well, to keep the shoulders away from the ears and keeping the carriage steady. And keep alternating with your feet. And then you can straighten out the arms and keep the legs straight. You're going to cross the left hand over the right. They're back on top of the risers. And we're going to do Swan more towards that right riser. So you should feel a little bit more of a stretch in the left side body. And again, only raising the chest up into that extension as far as you feel comfortable. We'll do one more here. And then when the chest is lower, you'll have both hands over on top of the left riser and repeat. We've got 5 times here. As you lift the chest up, you're drawing the shoulder blades back down the spine. Last one here. And then you're going to place the right hand back on the right riser and just feel and keep the elbow straight and feel a nice stretch through the upper back. You can kind of hang over the box a little bit. And then your hands will go to the frame, carefully walk back. And when you've hit the stopper, you're going to put the knees on the carriage, elbows will go on the box, and puff up the upper back for a cat position. And we can do a few there. Anytime we do pretty deep extension like we just did, we want to round the back to protect it. Now you can step on off the reformer, and we are done with the box, so you can place that off to the side. You're going to bring the foot bar back up, and you're going to put one heavy spring on and take off that medium blue. Come to sit in Mermaid. I have my left leg closest to the shoulder blocks, so my right hand will be on the foot bar. And then you can press out and the left arm will come up and over into our side bend position. Winding down here, cooling down our bodies. Next time you press out, that left hand will find the foot bar, right hand will go more to the right. Get a nice stretch in the shoulders, and then keeping the elbow straight, you'll bring the carriage in, lifting the chest up through the arms for a little bit of extension with rotation. And then you can press back out, and we'll do a few here. Next time you press out, you'll pause. Left hand will go underneath the right, reaching for that opposite frame and looking into that right armpit, getting a nice thoracic rotation here. And then both hands will come back to the foot bar. Right hand will come more center, come back into your side bending position, bring the carriage in, and then counter stretch. Left hand will go to the shoulder blocks. Right arm will come up and over for a stretch throughout the whole right side body. Come back up, and then you're going to turn around. So we're in Mermaid facing the other direction with the right shin up against the shoulder block. Left hand will go on the bar, and you can begin pressing out and in for our side bend stretch. Next time you press out, that right hand will come to the foot bar. So you're rotated towards the foot bar. Left hand can go more to the left. And then you can bring the carriage in, lifting the chest up through the arms, keeping the shoulders down and watching your head position. Try not to let the head hang. Next time you press out, you can pause. And then the right hand will go underneath the left, reaching for the opposite frame and rotating towards that left side. Hold here for a few breaths. And then both hands will come to the bar. Left hand can go back to center. Come into your side bending stretch. Bring the carriage in, right hand to the shoulder blocks, left arm up and over for a nice counter stretch. And then you can come on up and you are all done for today. So if you like this workout, please make sure to subscribe and comment. And I look forward to working out with you soon.